Welcome back to this week's edition of the Tahoe Real Estate Show. We've got two distinguished guests here on the show, Chris Mann and John Urrutia.
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing very good.
Hey, so we're talking about CPAs and why someone around tax season or year round would want a CPA, and really what are some of the reasons why I should be looking for a qualified, competent CPA?
Well, I think that for the most part, number one, they can keep you out of trouble because make sure that you're doing everything right as far as your filings with the IRS and the state and that type of thing. And number two is they can make sure that they're giving you all the credit for all the deductions and law changes and things like that happen regularly, and making sure you're able to take those things, and also give you some advice on what you can take and what you can't take, and as far as deductions and reporting your income and things like that. I mean, most of the time, CPA is doing a lot of tax returns, so they see a lot of different things, whereas most people are just going to do one tax return a year if they're doing their own, and so there's a big difference.
And your actually your accounting system can end up saving you money if you have a good one. A lot of people either tend to use Excel or maybe do things by hand, and it's probably more important to get a true accounting system such as QuickBooks. Like we always talk about, QuickBooks was made for the non-accountant. It's very easy to learn. Probably the most difficult part about it is the setup, but that's where we can step in. We have QuickBook experts who can help you set up your system right. And the good thing about that is that you're able to account for all your expenses, and we try to get our clients to pay for everything either using a credit card or a check rather than pay cash, because the minute you start paying cash for stuff, usually the receipt ends up in the door, and then all it takes is a good wind to blow away a lot of deductions.
But what is a tax return, and what can people expect when they come see you for the first time?
Well, I think the main thing is we're going to ask a lot of questions. We're going to find out what you're doing, what's going on, and really find, because that's the only way to find out maybe if some of the things that are out there apply to you. Finding out if you bought a piece of equipment, or what's the business doing? Did you hire some employees? Do you want to hire some employees? I mean, what are you doing with your own personal life? Did you refinance the home? Is there some things going on there? Is there some things you did at the house that are energy efficient? There's some credits for that. There's some credits out there for research and development. There's credits for hiring in some areas of the state. So there's a lot of things out there that by us asking a lot of questions, it ends up a lot of times we ask the question, then the response comes back, and then it leads to another question. And so that's what ends up happening. So the interview is really more about a lot of questions and a lot of information being found out at that time, so we can make the correct advice.
And what we're offering for the outside TV viewers, for your viewers, is if you want to drop off your last 2 or 3 years tax returns, we'll go ahead and review them, take a look at them, and then give you a call back and either have you come in or just go over them with the phone with you on anything we see. And if everything looks great, we'll tell you that too.
You guys are local here in town. Have some more questions for you after the break. Come back and talk about small business and benefits for a small business owner.
Sounds good.
All right.
Perfect.
Stay tuned. More of the Tahoe Real Estate Show right after the break.